What's going on? SonicTifa here. Sonic is awesome. We all know that. I've been a big fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog series for 20 years now, ever since I first played the original Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis as a little kid. Not only do I enjoy most of the Sonic video games, but also its huge cast of characters. There honestly aren't that many Sonic characters that I actually dislike. So obviously you've read the title of this video. This is all about my favorite Sonic characters, which means that this is my list and entirely my opinion. If you disagree with my choices, that's completely fine. Just because your favorite may not be on my list, it doesn't mean that I dislike them. Chances are I actually really do like that character, but they just didn't make it onto my list, that's all. This also isn't the first time I've made a top 10 favorite Sonic characters video. I did make one a decade ago for Sonic's 20th, but it wasn't anything special. All I did was post images of the characters and that was it really. It was bad. But enough about that, let's get started with this new list. Starting this top 10 off, we've got Espio the Chameleon, one of the members of Team Chaotix. Espio is definitely one of the coolest characters in the entire series. I mean, he's a ninja, why wouldn't he be cool? He's got an appealing and unique design as well. Espio is a pretty likable character. I mean, the Chaotix in general are very likable. Espio is a calm, soft-spoken, and serious character who balances out the foolishness of Vector and Charmy. He's also mature and laid back, so I think I can relate to him in that sense. It's a shame Espio doesn't really do much in the newer Sonic games. He's such a cool and fun character with potential that's just being wasted. I wish we could see him being used to his full potential and not just as a cheerleader for Sonic or being regulated to spin-off games. He wasn't even playable in Team Sonic Racing while Vector was grouped with Silver and Blaze for some reason. At least Sonic Dash and Sonic Forces Mobile have Espio as a playable character. Hopefully in the near future, Espio will finally be used to his full potential and we can see him do something cool. My first time seeing Mighty was in the Archie Sonic comics during the early 2000s. I knew he was in a couple of Sonic games prior to the comics, and I always wanted to see him return to the games. Because of Mighty's obscurity, I always found him to be a neat character and also kind of found him mysterious in a way. Thankfully, Sonic Mania Plus revived Mighty as well as his buddy Ray, bringing them back into the spotlight that they've deserved for so many years. Mighty's also pretty fun to play as in Sonic Mania. He's got some pretty cool abilities. Now is also a great time to be a fan of Mighty as he's been receiving a lot of merchandise, from his own action figures to even a plush toy. I never thought I'd see the day where I could just go to Target and find a Mighty the Armadillo action figure. Mighty also makes an appearance during the Sonic Mania Adventures animated shorts. Just seeing Mighty being relevant again is awesome. I hope he sticks around for real this time. One of gaming's greatest and most iconic villains, Dr. Ivo Robotnik, also known as Dr. Eggman. What's not to love about Eggman? This giant talking egg is easily one of the most entertaining characters in the entire Sonic series. He can be a funny character, yet he can also be very serious. I think I prefer Eggman more as a comedic villain than being completely serious, but he's been portrayed both ways and it works either way, so it doesn't matter too much. I mean, Eggman is responsible for so many monsters that could easily destroy the world like Chaos and Dark Gaia. Also gotta give some serious props to his voice actor Mike Pollock. This man does a phenomenal job voicing Eggman, and he's been at it for almost 20 years now. With the original Sonic game being the first video game I've ever played, my first ever boss fight was against Eggman himself. I have some very fond memories seeing him for the first time and laughing at his mustache springing up and down each time Sonic would hit his machines. Eggman is fantastic in the Sonic games, but I also really enjoy his cartoon counterpart from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. This cartoon is a guilty pleasure of mine. Robotnik is one of the best parts of the show along with his badnik Scratch and Grounder. I can't get enough of this Robotnik. Long John Baldry, rest his soul, really brought this iteration of Robotnik to life. This version of Robotnik was literally designed to be Animation 60's Fat Man. I'm not making this up. This is real. And one more thing. Eggman for Smash. Robotic doppelgangers are always cool, and Metal Sonic is no exception to this. I mean, he's a robot version of Sonic. That's awesome. Metal Sonic was created by Dr. Eggman for the sole purpose to destroy Sonic. Metal Sonic is just as fast and powerful as the real Sonic, and his abilities are pretty much all the same. There's even been a few occasions where Metal Sonic rebels against Eggman to achieve his own goals, such as in Sonic Heroes where Metal Sonic is the actual main villain. Metal Sonic doesn't really speak outside of a few appearances like Sonic Heroes, and he does have some dialogue in Sonic Generations. That's fine with me that he doesn't really talk that much. Because of that, you can't really mess up his character as easily as some others. Just overall, an awesome character that is also fun to play as whenever you have the chance to. I can't wait to see Metal Sonic return in Sonic Colors Ultimate this September. My favorite female character in Sonic. Blaze is the main hero in the Soul Dimension, as well as the guardian of the Soul Emeralds, so she's kinda like Sonic and Knuckles combined. And like Espio, she's typically calm and mature. Blaze is an independent woman who is also very devoted to her duty. Because of this, she's had trouble making friends, but this started to change after meeting Sonic and his friends. Like all the other characters on this list, I think Blaze has a really cool design. Another thing I think that makes Blaze such an awesome character is that she has pyrokinetic powers. If you have any sort of fire powers, that automatically makes you awesome in my book. Espio used to be my favorite member of the Chaotix, but over these past few years, I've grown to like Vector more. The Karma Collector Vector is the leader of the Chaotix Detective Agency, and he's a detective that you want on your side. Vector is also one of the very first Sonic characters to ever be created, as he was intended to be in a band with Sonic for the original Sonic game. He was left unused until Knuckles Chaotix released a few years later, then fell into obscurity again until the release of Sonic Heroes. And my man Vector is really fun to play as in Sonic Heroes. This dude can breathe fire. Seriously, I don't think he's done this in any other game. But like Espio, I wish we got to see more of Vector in the recent Sonic games. Already talked about it, the Chaotix are pretty much just background characters at this point who are cheerleaders for Sonic, and then they'll appear in some spin-offs every now and then. But Vector does have it a little better than Espio and Charmy. He at least gets to be playable on Team Sonic Racing and also competes in the Olympics with Mario and Sonic every single time they get together. Oh boy, here is probably the most controversial pick on my entire list. Big the Cat is legitimately one of my favorite Sonic characters, and he has been for a long time. Long before the Sonic social media pages started making memes about him. I know Big still gets a lot of hate these days, but I don't care. Big is awesome, and he always will be. Big is just some chill dude who likes to fish and spend time with his pal Froggy. He's not very bright, but he means well and cares for his friends. Big is a guy I wouldn't mind hanging out with. He's cool in my book. I like characters that are portrayed as being powerful, but they're not very smart, and Big, of course, falls under that. I honestly don't think his levels in Sonic Adventure are that bad either. They don't really belong in a Sonic game, but they could have done a lot worse, I'm sure. Also, small shout out to Big's boy Froggy. Froggy is great too. Big wouldn't be where he is today without his Polywog pal. Shadow has always been one of my favorite Sonic characters. Ever since I first saw him in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I thought he was really cool. Just as cool as Sonic himself. And like Metal Sonic, Shadow's own speed and power are on par with Sonic's. Shadow has an awesome design and color scheme. It's no surprise why Shadow has always been such a popular character. He was supposed to be a one-time character, but he returned in Sonic Heroes because of his overwhelming popularity. While I can't say I'm particularly a fan of the direction Shadow's been going in these more recent Sonic games, but I will always remember how awesome he was in Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. Heck, even Sonic 06 got his character right, and this came after Shadow's own game. The game that butchered Shadow and made him an edgelord. What made Shadow so great back in the day was that he actually cared about people, especially Maria. He even had some respect for Sonic. Nowadays, Shadow doesn't really give a crap about anybody, including Rouge and Omega. He can't stand Sonic for some reason, and he's incredibly edgy. Edgy to the max. Just saying that last bit made me cringe inside. But regardless of the negative stuff I just said about Shadow, he really is still one of my favorite characters for his cool design and for what he used to be. When I think of Shadow, I think of the Shadow from Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. I don't let his portrayal in the newer games bother me that much. I just wanted to vent about it in this video. Hopefully we'll see the old Shadow return one day. He's not an edgelord. Yeah, I wasn't gonna leave Sonic off of this list. Sonic was a huge part of my childhood, and even today he still stands as one of my absolute favorite characters of them all. It's kind of rare for the main protagonist of a series to be one of my favorite characters, but Sonic is an exception to this. I think Sonic in particular just feels special to me because the first video game I saw and played was the original Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, you've already heard that a few times. I mean, there had to be a reason why of all the Sega Genesis games I had as a kid, I first chose to play the game with this blue hedgehog on it. Who knows where I'd be today if I had never played Sonic as a kid. He really has had a huge impact on me, as weird as that sounds. Sonic of course is also a very fun character. He's free-spirited, adventurous, fearless, and of course he's way past cool. But he's also got an attitude and he can be cocky and smug. My bias towards the classic and Dreamcast era of Sonic continues, as I do believe Sonic was at his best in the Sonic Adventure games. He's still great in the newer games though, unlike some characters. There's also been a few times where Sonic was my actual favorite character from Sonic. He tends to flip-flop with the character that is my number one pick on this list. But before we get to that character, let's bring up some honorable mentions. Tails is awesome, just a bit shy from making it onto the top 10. Unfortunately, like Shadow, I can't say I'm a fan of how Tails has been portrayed in the recent games. I really do miss how he was portrayed in earlier games like Sonic Adventure. Tails knew he couldn't rely on Sonic forever. He was able to take Eggman down on his own at the very end of his own story. Now in the newer games, Tails can't defend himself. But one thing I do like about Tails in the newer games is that he's a lot more sarcastic now, especially in Sonic Lost World. Omega is another awesome Sonic character that didn't quite make it to the top 10. I always get a good laugh from his dialogue whenever I play as Team Dark in Sonic Heroes. I like E102 Gamma a lot too, but Omega's been given more screen time to flesh out his personality, so I like Omega a little bit more. Rouge the Bat is my favorite female character in Sonic After Blaze. She's a spy, a jewel thief, and the one who brought Team Dark together. We all know that Team Dark makes for an amazing trio, at least when Sega says that they're friends. Chaos was the main villain in Sonic Adventure. All of his forms are really cool looking, particularly his original form, Chaos Zero, as well as Perfect Chaos. I was really excited to see Chaos return in Sonic Forces, but we all know how that went. I mean, at least he's playable in the Sonic Forces mobile game. That's really the best thing to come out of this for Chaos. My favorite characters that aren't from the Sonic games are Scratch and Grounder from the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. Whenever I go back and watch episodes from that show, I'm always excited to see Scratch and Grounder and all of their stupid shenanigans. Their interactions with Sonic, Dr. Robotnik, and especially with each other are very funny. And who could forget Scratch's beautiful laugh? You may have seen this coming, but yes, my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog character is none other than Knuckles the Echidna. Knuckles left a huge impression on 4-year-old me. As a kid, I thought Knuckles was the coolest character ever. And he still is, honestly. Sonic was cool too, but Knuckles was just as cool. Yet Knuckles also felt kind of mysterious to me when I first saw him in Sonic 3. That's kind of why I liked him more than Sonic. And not to mention, the first time we actually see him in Sonic 3, he just punches the Chaos Emerald out of Super Sonic. That's how you know this dude is awesome. I really wanted to play as him in Sonic 3, but I didn't have the Sonic & Knuckles cartridge, so I didn't get to play as him in Sonic 3 until Sonic Mega Collection released. I mean, Knuckles is playable in Sonic 3's multiplayer mode, but does that really count? Knuckles is really fun to play as in the 2D platformers because he can do more than Sonic and Tails. He can glide through the air, climb on walls, and in some games, punch any foe who gets in his way. Concerning his character, Knuckles is the guardian of the Master Emerald. We rarely see the Master Emerald in games anymore, so who's guarding it now? Knuckles better get back to it quickly before Eggman steals it again and blames Sonic. We know Knuckles would believe Eggman because he's gullible. Yeah, anyways, Knuckles is the last living echidna from his tribe, which is probably why he tends to be a loner. I also love his friendship and dynamic with Sonic, so they're definitely buddies now, but I also think it's funny how Sonic likes to tease Knuckles often, and Knuckles always gets mad, but still, they make a great team. Knuckles has kind of been pushed to the side in newer games, so I hope he gets to be more useful in the upcoming Sonic game, and not just sit around as a punching bag and stroking his ego. And there we go. Now you know my top 10 favorite Sonic the Hedgehog characters. Who are your favorite Sonic characters? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. Also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. The links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.